Hello, darling. I'm using a bell to clear the energy instead of a smudge. Instead of a smudge stick. Happy What's Good Wednesday. I'm recording this right after Tuesday's reading, so same clothes, same day, but for a different day. All right, we're gonna see what good things are coming in for you, and I'm going to get all the cards out on the table. That's what I was guided to do, so that's what I'm going to do. Let's get into the prayer. All right, Infinite Spirit, my higher self, my darling's higher self, thank you so much for using me as a channel, guide, and instruct. I ask for the most clear, concise messages, information, feelings, and sensations to flow through me for the betterment of my darling, for the highest good for everyone involved. Thank you so much, Spirit, and thank you for being here. The image that I got while that prayer was coming through was like a butter churner, which is really strange. Churning butter. Okay. All right, Spirit, I'm going to do a Celtic cross for what goodness is coming up for my darling. So please give me the current situation. Oh, it's a blockage. Page of Wands. What happened in the past? Okay. What are we aware of? What are we not aware of? What's coming up? All right, how does darling feel about this? How do other people feel about this? Is that, okay, that's supposed to be for others. Greatest hopes and then greatest fears. Greatest hopes, greatest fears. Oh, that's neutral, okay. And the outcome. Okay. Oh, another card too. Okay. Give me an oracle message to start this off before I get into the reading. What's the energy that you want darling to be aware of with this whole situation? Time to give rather than take. New moon in Virgo. Okay. Communication, this key is at the bottom. Okay. I'm going to go check on my son. I will be right back. Okay. So let's talk about this situation. You have the Fool as the current experience. So it feels like you've been thrown into a new opportunity, okay? You might be a little nervous about it, but I don't feel like you're overthinking it much. The blockage is the Page of Wands, so this could be a child energy or this could just be your inspiration. You might feel creatively blocked right now. You might feel like your ideas are just kind of a little far-fetched, a little unrealistic. That could be what's blocking you right now. In the past, we have the Chariot and the Devil. So I feel like you took some time to really overcome some limiting beliefs within yourself. You recognized some attachments that you had, unhealthy attachments, and you decided to overcome those. You made a clear choice and you said, no, that is not who I am. That's not what my life is about. And that is what kickstarted you into this Fool energy, okay? In the upright, we have the Five of Cups. So it does feel like you are mourning the loss of something. You could be grieving the person that you were. It's almost feeling like processing who you were to have this attachment to begin with, okay? This attachment, that's just kind of like a broad explanation, but it feels like it could have been like feeling tied down in a job, feeling tied down with some sort of responsibility that felt inescapable. And it's like something went in a different direction. Maybe you had to move. Maybe you had to get a new car. Maybe something happened, right? And so there's this feeling of processing this new beginning. And there's a feeling of grief about it. And that's okay, okay? That's okay. What we're not aware of, Seven of Wands. It feels like we don't see the fighter within us to persevere through the situation. Okay? It's almost like I'm hearing keep your friends close and your enemies closer, right? And I'm only saying that because there's people down below this card who are trying to knock this person down, and maybe we aren't seeing that. Maybe there's something or someone still in our environment that sort of is trying to knock us back down into these lower attachment energies that we have decided to move on from. Maybe that's why we're still processing some grief or some, it just kind of looks like reflecting with negativity on it. Disappointment in ourselves and our circumstances. Just kind of looking at how bad things were, right? Things were not all bad, but there's something about, there's a subconscious part of us that kind of only sees the bad. Confirmation beeps. That's my neighbor's car, and it makes that sound when they back up. So there's something about like reversing. Okay. Coming up, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So I feel like you are taking care of yourself. You're getting an opportunity to be in a place of leadership here in some way, but there's emphasis here on being given the respect that you deserve. It all starts within first, as always, okay? If you respect yourself, then you'll see the respect from others, or you'll only value and perceive the respect from others. Okay, but it feels like there's an opportunity to grow something here, long term, something tangible. It kind of feels like making it feel more at home, making some place feel more at home. It feels like you're looking at this opportunity that you have, that's landed in your lap, and you are appreciating it for what it is and the potential that it has. That could be a new job, that could be a new position, that could be moving houses. But it's something that I'm getting like a year, okay? So maybe this has been going on for the last year, or something that will sort of cultivate over the next year. Right now, Nine of Swords, this is how you're feeling. Kind of worried. Kind of overthinking it. Kind of all the what ifs in all the wrong ways, right? What if I lose this opportunity? What if I wasn't meant to experience this? What if this falls through in some way? There's some sort of fear about your stability, and it's leaving you restless. You might be having a hard time sleeping. You might be dealing with a lot of anxiety. Anxiety and depression combo here. Anxiety and depression combo. For a small percentage of you, maybe you are coming off of anxiety and depression medication for some reason, and you're kind of fearful of that. I resonate with that. I did that last year, and it took like so many months of debilitating anxiety and depression for me to finally feel stable. So I understand that energy so much, okay? This is how you're feeling, though. Okay, Spirit wants me to encourage you to do the proper self-care practices to help you get into a restful state at night. So if you are struggling with overthinking at night, and you're having a hard time falling asleep, and just all of these things rushing through your mind, Spirit is encouraging me to give yourself leadership over your mind. I want you to take full accountability for your mind. It's your mind. Okay, so if what you've been doing is not working, do something different. It's something that you can either feel victimized and worried about, or you can say, all right, this needs my attention. This needs my attention. What do I need to do? What practices can I do to help myself feel more peaceful at night? If I need to take melatonin, do that. If you need to talk to a doctor to get on a sleep aid, do that, right? If you need to start a sleep meditation, YouTube has so many sleep meditation videos that you can use, and a lot of them don't have ads, or if you have YouTube Premium, right, no ads. There's something like that, like doing the necessary things to shake up your routine, to do something different, that will help you navigate this mental aspect of shifting to more peace, okay? Others' perceptions, Page of Swords. So, I mean, people are just kind of watching. I'll believe it when I see it. Okay, maybe whatever you're changing kind of leaves people wondering what's going on. Maybe you're not talking to a lot of people right now. So people are just kind of like, well, I'll hear from them when I hear from them, or we'll see where that goes. We'll see how they're doing. But it's just kind of like waiting, watching, learning. Okay, waiting, watching, and learning. I might tap into that after I finish going over these messages. Okay, greatest hopes. Four of Swords, that you get some rest. It's so dead set. You're just like, I'm exhausted. Can I please sleep well tonight? Can I please sleep well? Can I lay these thoughts to rest? Can I not worry about the outcome? I would just really like to sleep. I'd like to feel at ease. I'd like to know that I can rest easy. That's your greatest hopes. You're like, this is gonna pass. Your greatest fears was the lover's neutral. And the Lovers is the bright aspect of the Devil card. Okay, so for it being neutral, it might just be like, maybe things won't be as good. Maybe the love in my connection here, like maybe I just won't love it as much. Okay, the Lovers isn't just about love, but it's like feeling like there's really no other choice. Okay, it's like I've made a choice and now all the choices are off the table here. And what if I'm not happy with that? What if I'm not fulfilled? What if it leaves me longing? What if it leaves me wondering? What if it's kind of stale? Okay, I'm going to dig deeper into this. Okay, the outcome we have is the King of Wands, the Seven of Swords, and the World. Look, the outcome is that when you take full accountability and you're determined to overcome your own limiting thoughts and you do what's right for you, you keep showing up in that energy, you overcome all feelings of like insecurity, that things are falling through, that something is not stable around you. You overcome that. So there's something that you already know within you, right? There's something that you already know. And it's just a matter of you choosing to believe in yourself in that way rather than disbelieving in yourself. That's where your empowerment comes from the situation. If you get to a place where instead of believing the anxieties, the worries, the grief, all of that, instead of putting more weight and value in those fears, we say, this is just a process of elimination. Right now, all of these old feelings, all of these old attachments, these dependencies, change is uncomfortable. It can be really uncomfortable, and that's okay. I can acknowledge that change is uncomfortable and forming new habits is exhausting at first, but then I can also recognize it will become natural. You're a natural. It will become natural. Do something like it's just part of your routine. Lie to yourself and tell you that it's part of your routine. One of my things, so, like for the past year, whenever I was dealing with debilitating anxiety and depression after getting off my medication last year and processing a lot of grief and worry and like, what if, I talked so much about mindfulness and self-accountability and working on yourself, but that was on an antidepressant and anti-anxiety medication. That was on that medicine. And what if I just don't have the ability? What if I'm powerless against this? First of all, I want to acknowledge that I don't believe that medicine is evil, and some people need some things, even if it's just temporary. I needed my antidepressant temporarily. I did. Okay. So I want to encourage you to follow your doctor, trust your doctor, don't listen to a tarot reader over medical advice. That is just insane. Okay. That's insane. But I also want to encourage you that if you know that you have put in all these practices for mindfulness and stuff, you can apply those and things can get better. They really can. I feel better than ever right now. So, yeah, that's just my own personal story. I'm not saying that's going to happen for everyone, but I think it could. I believe it could. I believe in you. If someone just needs that reassurance, just keep on your mindfulness practices, keep on your, self-worth practices, and it's going to be okay. Now, when I was in that slump state, one of the things that happened was my laundry piled up. I would wash it, and then it would just sit in those chairs back there and in baskets, and it was just mountains of clothes that needed to be put away for months. And one of the things that helped me shift out of my slump was that I recognized that the disorganization around me was a reflection of the disorganization within me. And I was allowing my depression and anxiety to dictate myself. I was suffering from it. I was not fighting it. And I decided I wanted to fight it. Said if I want to overcome this, I have to fight it. So what do? My depression and my anxiety doesn't want to be productive. My depression and anxiety doesn't want to talk to anyone. My depression and anxiety thinks that that's a horrible idea. That feels wrong. I just want to hermit. I just want to eat junk food. And I just spiraled. And that's suffering from it. I said I don't want to suffer. So I got sick and tired of the piles, and I made a promise to myself, I'm not going to let the piles happen ever again. They will never happen again. And they won't. I've made that decision. At the same time, I also told myself, I enjoy taking care of my home. I enjoy taking care of myself. I decide that it's something I enjoy, that I am honored to do. I'm honored to show up for myself in that way. And so even though in that moment, did I want to? No. I just said I'm miserable and I'm feeding misery and I'm feeding suffering. So you have a choice to make. You don't have to let this dictate your life. You don't have to let this dictate your decisions, dictate your actions. You can acknowledge these feelings and you can say, I understand why I feel that way, but I know what's good for me. And so even though I really don't want to do it right now, I'm going to, and I'm going to be thankful that I have the ability to take care of my home, myself, my family. It's an honor that I get to do that. It's a purpose that I have, because anxiety and depression or whatever this is, it makes you feel like your only purpose is suffering. That's your identity. Change your identity. You are a soul within a body, and your brain creates chemicals, or sometimes doesn't create chemicals, or sometimes the chemicals are imbalanced, but your identity is who you decide to be. And how you show up is who you're deciding to be. So take accountability of your mind. Yeah, that's my mind. Yeah. My mind is dealing with these things and my body is reacting in these ways, but I have a choice to make. I do. And I'm not going to choose to feed that. I'm not. Okay? Time to give rather than take. It's time to give. Okay, so maybe you're waiting for things to just make me feel better. Make me feel better. Give me a tarot reading that makes me feel better. What can I watch that makes me feel better? What can I take that makes me feel better? You have to give yourself the ability to feel better. You have to give yourself permission to do it. You have to give yourself permission to say, respectfully, side of me that is in turmoil, no. I love you, I see you, I understand you, but I know it's best. And the whole thing is, when you move, when you do something, that produces chemicals in your body, okay? Just like with exercise, I don't even exercise, and yet I'm happy as a clam, Okay? Before I thought, oh, if I want to fix my mental problems, then I've got to wake up, I've got to do the treadmill for 30 minutes, I've got to walk my kid to and from school an hour, or, well, not, how long of a walk that is? I would walk her to school and then back home, and that was an hour. I would do that twice a day. I've got to do all these things. I've got to run from my feelings. And the whole thing is that just moving your body changes your chemicals. It produces different chemicals. So do something. If that's cleaning, if that's doing your laundry, and then tell yourself, it's an honor to take care of myself. If you want to do it in the form of exercise, great. It's not my jazz. It's not my jazz, okay? Not right now, maybe eventually, but it's not my jazz. But there's an ability for you to take ownership, for you to declare what you're going to do, for you to be decisive and determined. Okay, determination is better than motivation. Because especially with depression, anxiety, or chemical issues, when your body is in a state of habitual suffering, the motivation doesn't happen. Determination is choosing to do it no matter what. Okay? And it's okay that you've been in a slump. And it's okay that this has been hard to overcome. And it's okay that you're aware of it. This is all good things, okay? I want you to give yourself like a pat on the back, okay? Because not many people have this level of self-awareness and accountability to begin with. And learning how to integrate it on multiple levels is amazing. Do something that you enjoy. And you might not think that you enjoy taking care of yourself or doing responsible things or whatever, but after it's done, you feel really good. So that's a sign that you actually do enjoy it. Okay? All right. Is there anything else that wants to come out for this reading, Spirit? Oh, we've got droppers. Queen of Swords, 5 of Cups. Yes, you can set boundaries with your suffering. You get to decide how long you remain in suffering. You can also acknowledge, like the Queen of Swords is open to a conversation. I'm not telling you to suppress your feelings. I'm not telling you to just, oh, well, you know, if you don't want to be depressed, then just be happy. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Again, it's fighting depression. It's not suffering. You don't deserve to suffer. So you can acknowledge, I understand why I feel this way. I understand why my chemical makeup is this way. I understand why I understand it's a lot. I understand it's a lot. I do. I see it. I validate it. But I'm the one who makes the calls here. So if I choose to sit in suffering, if I choose to go down that thought path, if I choose that, then I need to be accountable for that. I need to take accountability. Okay? This is mental accountability. Okay? Mental and emotional accountability. No one and nothing can make you feel anything, but it's understandable why you feel the way you do from circumstances. But you decide when you get back up. You decide to set boundaries with it. There may be even something here about like recognizing, instead of wallowing all day or suffering all day, it's okay if you need to like schedule it in. And that maybe sounds so fabricated or so forced, but for real, give yourself an hour at the end of the day to sulk and cry and wallow. But then you set that timer and then you say, all right, it's time to be productive. It's time to do my thing. Like, you can have both. This is not avoiding your feelings. It's not avoiding. It's really not. There's integrating and being productive through it. Suffering versus fighting. You got this. You've got this. Tower, you've got this. Yeah, you're the one to make the change. When you're ready to make the change, you will. Okay, moderation. Yeah, maybe we've been all extremes with temperance here. Maybe we've been all extremes, and there's a need to be moderate with how much we are allowing and choosing suffering. Okay, all right. Let's see. Anything else? I feel like this is basically it. So, Judgment, 2 of Wands. Hard decisions to move forward. Hard decisions to choose to do the right thing that make us feel good when we're kind of feeling stuck or wanting, you know, a savior to come save us, but you're the one. You're the one who makes the changes. What's this poking up? The sun. You're the one who makes the changes to be happy. Okay, you're the one who makes the changes to do the right thing, to have habits and be determined to change your chemical makeup, essentially. Okay, it's really bizarre. It's not, it is, but it's not. Okay, I love you so much. I really hope that this reading was helpful for you, and I hope that it gave you kind of some insights that you can ponder on your own. Ultimately, I never want you to seek for answers outside of you, because all the answers are within you. And if this gave you some answers, just know that you personally manifested that into your life for a reason, and then you can dive deeper to get even deeper, more fulfilling answers within yourself. Okay, it's all a choice. All right, I'm gonna let you go. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, I love you. Take care. Et tata.